stand up. Because I need to stomp my feet for this story. Okay, I want you all to close your eyes. Introduction to the setting here. Imagine yourself in the fjords of Norway, surrounded by a beautiful landscape. There's expanses of blue lakes around you. There's fjords, ice-capped, snow-capped fjords on the right. And on your left, in the distance, you can see a green field. It's springtime. The green has come back to the winter landscape in the harsh north. And just out of your reach is the green hillside. I want you to imagine between the distant hillside and where you are standing, a long bridge, a long wooden bridge. There are boulders underneath the wooden bridge, and there's something there. Open your eyes. This is a very famous story, as the old grandfathers tell in Norway, and it's about a fantastical character. It's about fantastical character and Norwegian farm animals. So here we are at the foot of this bridge. And at the base of the bridge is a tiny, adorable, small-horned, furry, cheerful goat. And the goat, as goats tend to do, is seeking out greener pastures. And he knows that in order to get to this greener pasture, he must cross the long bridge, which is not a problem, because goats can walk. So the little tiny goat starts walking across the bridge, delicately with his tiny little goat hooves, until he hears a noise. Trip, trap, trip, trap. Who's that walking across my bridge? It is a big, ugly, large-nosed, warty, hunched-over Norwegian troll. And the troll, like the goat, has an appetite. And he's looking for some juicy, tender meat. And he says to himself, perfect, I have to go no further than my boulder than to snatch my lunch from above. And he says this to the small goat, who is shivering in whose hooves at this point in time. And the troll says, come here, for I will have you for my lunch. And the goat, young, but not naive, not innocent, not without discursive resources, says to the troll, oh, but Mr. Troll, I'm such a skinny goat. I don't have meat on my bones. I think you should wait, because very soon my brother, who is much meatier and juicier than I am, is coming across the bridge. We're just going over there to eat some grass and fatten up. Maybe you should even wait till we come back. We'll certainly be fatter then. And the small, tiny, small-hoofed goat convinces the troll. And the troll goes back to his place underneath the boulder. And he's waiting, and time goes on, and he's getting hungrier and hungrier. And he says, this next goat, definitely lunch. And sure enough, not too long after, the troll hears, trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap. Who's that walking on my bridge? Even though he already knew it was the other goat. The medium-sized goat, yes, meatier than his brother, is a more appetizing lunch. The small goat was right in his persuasive speech. And the troll says to him, come here, little goat, for I'm going to eat you for my lunch. And the goat, clever and even more clever than his younger brother, says to him, oh, but troll, I may have more meat than my brother, but you have not seen the best of us. In a few moments, my big, fat, much juicier, much heartier older brother is going to come across the bridge to join us on the other side in the greener pastures to eat lunch. You should really wait for him. And the troll hangry at this point, says to him, "If larger goat does not come across this bridge in 10 minutes, I'm coming for you in the greener pastures." And sure enough, 5 minutes later comes El Gordo, the biggest, fattest goat of them all. Trip, trot, trip, trot, trip, trot. And the troll says to him, "Who is that walking over my bridge?" "It's the obese brother." And sure enough it was, but the obese brother didn't wait for any questions because he knew what was coming. He had seen from afar what that troll was up to, and he was prepared. And he took his horns, and he ran toward the boulder and picked the troll up on his immense goaty horns and threw him into the fjord, bloody and mangled, and saved the day for he and his brothers. He made his way, strutting across the bridge, no trick-trapping necessary, to the greener pastures and fattened up and had a time of it with his family. The end.